I said Mark Cerny's name in the mirror 3 times, and then BAM! He releases his own AMD video and steals all my views.
My pleasure.
Hey, what's cracking everybody? Welcome back to Computer Games Hardware. Today on the channel, we are following up our AMD Redstone video with Sony and AMD's new collaboration. Not even 24 hours after I released my video, Mark Cerny came out and went BAM! And he released his own collaboration video with AMD, and as you guys can imagine, it's talking about the future of consoles, all the new technology that they're talking about, upscaling, AI or machine learning as AMD likes to call it. So we're going to get stuck into it today. This might be a bit of a long one, so go get a snack, grab a cup of coffee, and you can always jump forward to any of the parts that you find interesting. I leave timestamps in all my videos, so let's get cracking. Spoiler alert, they should have just called it NVIDIA was right, everybody. Okay, so what is Project Amethyst? The short of it, guys, is Project Amethyst is AMD and Sony's new collaboration into neural acceleration. Now, this covers everything from ray tracing to machine learning to AI upscaling and interpolation, and what they're trying to do is co-develop a new architecture that's better for machine learning. And this is really great news because like most of AMD's stuff, this isn't going to be proprietary, but I will say they did fall short of saying that it was open source. So it'll be interesting to see how this plays out with Sony having their fingers in the pie as well. So for me, this is a bit of a weird one, guys. Sony and AMD announcing their future technologies, but not really announcing them, just talking about them openly. So we had Mark Cerny from Sony and Jack Hunter from AMD hashing it out about the new technologies that will be featured in their new architecture. So we're going to cover all the big things, and happy to say I was right about a couple of things with FSR and Redstone. So it all ties in together. So let's kick off with the 3 big ones, and the biggest and the most interesting one for me was Raidence Cores. It looks like AMD's new GPUs and the PS6 will have dedicated Raidence Cores for ray tracing. Raidence Cores will manage all the hardware accelerated lighting and shading. So that's ray tracing, path tracing. It'll manage all the lighting, shading, and reflections. Sound familiar? Exactly the same way as NVIDIA's RT cores do. Now, NVIDIA have been doing that right since ray tracing's conception, right back since the Turing architecture, which was all the way back in 2018. So they've got a little bit of a jump on AMD and Sony on this one. So AMD are kind of falling in line with NVIDIA on this one. I think they realized that they went the wrong direction with their implementation of ray tracing all the way back in RDNA 2. AMD went a little bit of a different direction. So instead of having RT cores, they had a dedicated ray accelerator in each individual compute unit. And with less of the compute unit dedicated to ray tracing, it's often been the inferior implementation of ray tracing. Anyway, guys, that's all to say that AMD will finally be falling into line. And do you know what? It's probably a good idea because today's games are all made with ray tracing being the primary lighting and shading configuration for better or worse, with machine learning, AI upscaling, frame generation, and reconstruction all baked in from the very start. And you know what? It makes sense because they were already moving in that direction with RDNA 4, and with the new implementation of UDNA, which is supposed to be unified design, and this collaboration with Sony, it puts them in a really strong position to be able to develop this stuff a bit faster and get up to speed. And I suspect that's what's at the heart of this collaboration anyway, is them being able to catch up and capture some market share with the help of Sony. And actually, I was quite surprised how much that AMD seemed to be benefiting from Sony's collaboration. You sort of thought it might be the other way around. So guys, that's what we've been talking about. The Amethyst and the Redstone coming together to create UDNA. That's essentially what we're talking about here. Now, the next big announcement, if you want to call it that, was neural arrays. And I find this really interesting because the neural arrays are traditionally what you would call the neural processing unit, or NPUs. You've probably seen NPUs in Intel's Raptor Lake in the CPUs, and then all the neural processing in all the GPUs comes from a neural processor. And the reason that it's really interesting is, how we talked about AMD implementing ray tracing with a dedicated ray accelerator on the compute unit? Well, that's basically what they're doing with their neural arrays. Now, the neural arrays will be a dedicated part of the compute unit, but what they're doing is they're linking them all up to be like a neural network for AI tasks. So basically, it's going to work similarly to the Ryzen CPUs with its Infinity Fabric, but it's not just linking the neural arrays together, they're linking the whole compute units together. So this will be a really interesting implementation. I hope they're not going in the wrong direction here without having some dedicated NPUs, and this works just as well as AMD's Infinity Fabric, but I'm really interested to find out more because I'm not quite sure how this is going to play out. But this could be one of those big game changers, just like the Ryzen Infinity Fabric. Hey, just want to jump in here and say, if you're enjoying any of the content on Computer Games Hardware, please chuck us a like, share, and subscribe. You guys know that watching the videos really helps me out. Big thank you to all our new subscribers, and hey, you OGs out there, thanks for sticking around from the beginning. Get yourself a VR headset from Pimax, and you can use my code cghwgift, one word, or cghw at the checkout to get a few different discounts. Thanks for watching, everybody. And finally, guys, just quickly, they also talked about this universal compression. So this was a really big thing for Jack and for Mark.
And that's where a final piece of news comes in. And yeah, it's a big one.
For me, it sort of read a little bit differently, like it was big for them, but not big for me. It sounded more like a you problem, guys. This seems like a way to compress data so you don't saturate the bandwidth, sort of like reverse smart access memory. You guys remember Sam? You've got it all enabled on your GPUs currently, and what Sam did would allow the CPU to access your card's VRAM so you can get the maximum bandwidth for data to pass through. So universal compression is almost like smart access memory in reverse. Instead of expanding the memory bandwidth, what universal compression does, it just compresses all the data that's going through to memory and makes it smaller and compressed so it can all go through quicker. So basically it's kind of like downsampling, so that's actually pretty cool, but it's just one of those things. It sort of seemed more like a developer thing than a player thing, to be honest with you. It was crazy because you had Mark talking about how he was excited to see the GPU exceed its paper spec, but then he's also talking about this shit just being like conceptual in the simulation where I guess he fucking lives. Anyway, guys, look, I bag these guys a lot, particularly Mark Cerny, because he talks a little bit like a robot, but they actually do really explain things to knuckleheads like me in a way that's really easy to understand. So these are pretty big concepts that we're talking about and processes that can be difficult to actually conceptualize, but him, Jack, and actually even Jensen really have a good way of explaining it to people like me, like I'm 5, so I can, make these videos for you guys. So I actually do appreciate when they talk about this kind of stuff. All right, guys, so I just want to top this video off by saying I told you so, because Mark and Jack also talked about FSR4, PSSR, and UDNA. And what was really interesting, how AMD and Sony actually collaborated on the neural network that trained FSR4. So that's pretty impressive. So it actually goes pretty deep. These implementations of the new Redstone and FSR4 and the machine learning, all that innate stuff that we talked about previously, needs to be going into the PS5 and the PS5 Pro. And guys, you know what? It does make sense, because you know what? Games are going to need it. They are going to need the best implementation of FSR4 and PSSR2. We're talking about GTA 6. We're talking about whatever that new Naughty Dog, the intergalactic space project that they've got coming out. These are going to be massive titles that are not going to be able to run natively on PS5 or PS5 Pro. They are going to need some serious machine learning, upscaling technology. So that's why PlayStation and AMD have been hard at work trying to get this pumped out. But you know what really surprised me, guys, is this idea that this is all coming in 2026. So I know that's not far away, right? But it also means that the big AAA games that this stuff is for is still on track and coming in 2026. It kind of sucks that it's at the end of the life cycle for the PlayStation 5 particularly, and 3/4 of the way through for the PlayStation 5 Pro. But what I'm really excited for, it means that UDNA is coming sooner rather than later, because this architecture that they're talking about is UDNA, and it'll be coming to desktop AMD GPUs way before you see it in PlayStation 6. So that means we will be getting new desktop hardware way sooner than expected, and it will be coming with these massive upgrades. So that's good news for me, and that's going to be a really exciting PlayStation 6 era. New architecture, new high-end AMD GPUs, which I know people are starved for. I've been holding out, so it's going to be exciting to see a new generation of GPUs rock around too. This has been a big one, guys. Are you excited for Project Amethyst? Are you excited for, new upscaling, new GPUs from AMD, new games with FSR4 and PSSR2, new console generation? They're all talking about it now, so pretty exciting stuff. Anyway, that's going to do it for this one, guys. Thank you very much for watching. I've had a really good time making this one. I hope you guys have had a good time watching it, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. See you next time.